Our story today involves a tent. Woo! It's raining outside, so we're in my living room, but I think we can probably do better than this tent. So let's see. Alrighty, this has to go immediately. Push these together. Actually, no. Abort. Take these apart. Take them apart. All right, spread that across. Okay, protection from the elements. All right, a campsite with tent is not complete without a fire, so I'm just gonna get this one lit here. I got this at one of my favorite camping spots called Bath and Body Works. So as I'm trying to light this, it's harder than it looks. I hope everyone is making a tent with me so you guys can watch and listen to our Bible story. Extra, read all about it. Miss Shan's got a story and she's gonna shout it. Right, I'm here in my tent. It's a little short for me, but that's all right. God applauds our efforts anyway. Okay, so before we get to our awesome Bible story, let's review. Last time we heard about Paul, he was in a town called Philippi, and he met someone at a river. Do you guys remember her name? Anyone remember? Starts with an L. Lydia! Good job, you guys. He met Lydia. And what happened when he met Lydia? Does anyone remember? Paul, told Lydia about Jesus. She believed, she was baptized, and then she went and told other people about Jesus. God wants me and you to tell people about Jesus too. Yes, he does. All right, okay. So to the important part, our story. Okay, I'm gonna read our story in just a second, but while I'm doing it, we'll do some active listening. Okay, when you hear anything about traveling, because Paul did a lot of traveling around, I want you to row your boat, okay? Row a boat. Paul did a lot of traveling by sea, so we're just gonna row. So you can't really see, but I'm just kind of doing this, and we're gonna back up like rowing a boat, okay? And sorry, my tent is just really great. Okay, and then when you hear me say something about Priscilla or Aquila, I want you to make a tent over your head, just like this. Just whoop, okay? Alrighty, here goes. Paul left the city of Athens and continued traveling to Corinth. There, he met a man named Aquila and his wife, Priscilla, who made tents. Look at that. In Bible times, many people lived in tents. They could carry their tent houses with them wherever they went, or put tents on their roofs to sleep during the hot summer. Thank you, dear Jesus, for air conditioning. We really appreciate that we don't have to sleep on top of our tents or houses anymore. Thank you. All right, lots of people needed tents, so Priscilla and Aquila were very busy. Since Paul knew how to make tents, he helped Priscilla and Aquila. During the week, they'd work, eat, and talk about God together. Then, one Sabbath, Paul went to a synagogue. He's traveling. He went to a synagogue and talked with people there, teaching them that Jesus was God's son. Paul stayed in Corinth with Priscilla and Aquila for many days. When it was time for Paul to leave, his friends, Priscilla and Aquila, went with him. They sailed to the city of Ephesus, where Priscilla and Aquila decided to stay and teach people about Jesus. Paul wanted to continue traveling. He couldn't stay in one place until people everywhere knew the good news about Jesus. So Priscilla and Aquila waved goodbye to their friend Paul as he traveled back towards Jerusalem. Bye, Paul. Bye, Paul. Bye, Paul. Oh, see you, Paul. Soon, Priscilla and Aquila met another traveling teacher named Apollos. So Priscilla and Aquila became friends with Apollos and taught him everything they'd learned from Paul. Before long, Apollos was excitedly spreading the good news about Jesus to everyone in Ephesus. But Apollos didn't want to stop in Ephesus. He wanted to travel to tell people everywhere about Jesus. So Priscilla and Aquila helped Apollos leave Ephesus to spread the good news in more countries. Because Priscilla and Aquila worked and taught and encouraged other Christians, people for hundreds of miles around got to hear about Jesus. Woohoo! Go Priscilla and Aquila! Go Paul! Go Apollos! Woo! 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 The end. Okay, let's review. So how did Priscilla and Aquila help Paul? What do you guys think? They gave him a job. Because even though Paul was going around telling people about Jesus, he still had to eat. So he had to make some money. So they gave him a job. And they were his friends. And through what Paul taught them, they told people about Jesus. Which in turn helped Paul. It helps Paul. It helps God. It helps, all of us. If we tell people about Jesus, we are helping everyone around us. Who else did Priscilla and Aquila help? Do you guys remember the name of the other guy? His name was Apollos. He also helped other Christians, just like I mentioned, by telling everyone about Jesus. Okay. Each time Priscilla and Aquila are mentioned in the Bible, someone is hearing the good news about Jesus. In the Bible book of Romans, Paul says he's thankful to his friends Priscilla and Aquila. They helped spread the good news about Jesus while they worked as tent makers. God wants us to share the good news about Jesus too. It doesn't matter if you're a tent maker, a doctor, a pastor, or a kindergartner. Anyone who knows and loves God can spread the good news about Jesus. I have a song for us. Ready? Okay. God wants us to share the news, share the news, share the news. God wants us to share the news, all the good news about Jesus. Paul was sent to tell the world, tell the world, tell the world. Paul was sent to tell the world all the good news about Jesus. Lydia heard and she believed, she believed, she believed. Lydia heard and she believed all the good news about Jesus. In a stormy sea, Paul shared the news, shared the news, shared the news. In a stormy sea, Paul shared the news, all the good news about Jesus. Now you and I can tell the world, tell the world, tell the world. Now you and I can tell the world all the good news about Jesus. All right, you guys, that is all I have for us today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have enjoyed at least some of it. As always, Miss Shannon has either emailed you our take-home page or it is on Touchpoint. So get that, color your hearts away. If you want, you can send me any pictures of the tints that you guys made or your coloring sheet. I'd love to see them. And I will see you guys next week. Have a good week. Bye.